Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom what the truth is, with our hearts uncovered. Boy, detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believe in. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt or disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track, we the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, peace. This is the People's Podcast, where the ears that will listen and where your opinion matters. I'm your host, Universe Badger, founder of A Little Assistance Safe Healing LLC, and I'm an integrative holistic health practitioner, herbalist, Reiki spiritual healer, and founder of Unseen Twisted Truths LLC. Here we believe healing begins through conversation. Every perspective has value because every experience has the potential to teach us something new. Tonight's question has challenged philosophers, scientists, and spiritual thinkers for generations. Does time naturally exist as a universal force? Or is the way we experience time as humans invention created through clocks, calendars, schedules, or deadlines? When a child is born, they don't know what time it is until they're taught. Nature doesn't carry a clock, yet seasons continue to change. Flowers bloom, tides rise and fall, and life continues to unfold. So tonight we ask, Is time something that exists independently or of us, or is it a framework humanity created to organize existence? As always, there are no right or wrong answers here. Only conversation, only curiosity, only growth. Golden Eagle, thank you for tuning in, and let's hear tonight's deeper meaning.
Okay. When we think about time, most of us think about seconds, minutes, hours, days, and years. Yet none of those exist in nature. They are measurements humanity created to bring order to a world we were trying to understand. The sun rises without a clock. The moon changes phases without a calendar. A tree doesn't worry if it's behind in life. A river never rushes to reach the ocean. Everything unfolds according to its own rhythm. Perhaps time isn't something we're moving through. Perhaps change is the only constant, and time is simply the language we invented to describe it. Many people spend their entire lives racing against a clock, believing they're behind, too old, too late, or running out of time. Although maybe life was never asking us to hurry. Maybe it was asking us to become present. If tomorrow disappeared and there were no clocks, no birthdays, no deadlines, would your purpose disappear too? Or would you finally experience life as it was always meant to be experienced? One moment at a time. Let's have a good conversation.
I'm curious. I see why time exists, and I've read a lot of things of what it meant for, and the theory behind it all. But I'm curious, do you believe that time naturally exists, or is it a human invention? Golden Eagle.
I mean, I don't know, actually. I guess I would say in some manner, I do think, I mean, time is infinite. Time is forever. So it's the way I think the human perspective of time is just a made up theory. It's a man-made thing. But I do think there is some form of natural timing too, so both, maybe a little bit of both, depending on the perspective, really.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Hey, Kendall, welcome, Healings.
Hi there.
Do you believe time naturally exists, or is it a human invention?
Can I say both? I'm pretty sure it's both on different terms.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's both too, honestly. I think that the theory behind time always is irrelevant. It always existed. I think that is something that we cannot deny, because the sun sets, because seasons, because the moon. So I think that the evolution of time always existed. I don't believe, though, it's as man made it. I think this is just my opinion, but I feel that it's been made to conform us, to have us stuck in this ideal of we only have this amount of time to do something. We have to live by this clock. No, this is it. Because I don't know about you, but I've had moments where time just seemed like 5 minutes was 5 years. And then times where it was like 5 minutes was like 1 second ago. So I think it's kind of a thing with your mind too. I think it's how we perceive it, and we allow it to affect us also. Because there's times where I don't even know the date, let alone what time it is. So, if there were no clocks or calendars, how do you think humanity would organize life, Golden Eagle?
No clocks or no calendars. I mean, I think we'd still follow the sun and moon, as far as, we know we gotta, I don't know whether, I mean, in ancient times, the sun came up and they knew it was time to work the crops or do whatever it is that man was doing, So, I mean, so in some ways, I think we would just, we'd probably follow a more natural time, a more natural clock,
How about you, Kendo? What do you think? Do you believe that, if there were no clocks or calendars, how do you think humanity would organize life?
I don't think they would. They just go by what they feel. They would follow the sun or sundial to follow the old time frames before they even invented. There's a lot of history with it for how it came to be as well. So when it comes to understanding the time zones or the time frames, it's a man-made schedule for how it came to be once upon a time. And that's why we got to keep track with our daily lives, our schedules, and everything that's happening to this very day to keep some track of organization somehow with codes.
So for me, let's see what people say in the comments. Oh, there ain't no comments. Anyways, for me, I believe that our natural circadian rhythm would probably kick in more. I think that once we remove the calendars and the clocks, we're going to follow that natural frequency of flow of the universe. And I think there'd be more balance and peace. I really honestly don't think we're going to run around like the rabbit in Wizard of Oz, or is Alice in the Wonderland, being like, we don't have time. We don't have time. I don't think we'd be like that. I honestly think there'd be more peace, maybe a less tension, because I feel that when you conform something and you put somebody in a line and tell them to follow these rules, I think there's tension. I think that's where an aggravation starts. I think people get irritated because they feel like, I don't have enough time in the day. Tomorrow's not promised. You know what I'm saying? So I think there'd be more peace, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion, though. Do you think there'd be more peace, Golden Eagle?
Yeah, definitely. We wouldn't have we'd probably live without such a sense of urgency. I'm not that we live with that all the time, but I think we all tend to get that. I mean, yeah, at least from time to time, and so I think we would probably deal with that a little bit less. Probably be a little less stress.
Yeah, and probably not be in such a hurry to go nowhere. I don't think that rush will be there. Like, we got to get there because we don't want to be late. I don't know what we're going to be late for. I don't know what we can get in trouble for if we are late for anything. I don't think that our existence would be altered if we were late. I love being on time, though. I love being on time so much that I go a half an hour early just to sit there so I am on time.
See, and I could testify to the fact that our existence wouldn't be altered because I'm late all the time. So, so yeah, I could testify to that. That's definitely fact. My existence is not altered by any means, and I'm late to everything.
And I don't know why I feel like I have to be early. I have to be on time. Like, even starting this show, and it's going on 4 years, I'm right on the dot. And if I'm a minute or two late, it's either technical difficulties or I was asked to wait a minute, because I'm all about structure. I'm all about order. Yet I don't really have that within my mindset. I don't keep like a journal and like have this schedule written down of who's coming on or anything like that. And I don't really use an alarm clock. It's internal. If I know I need to get up, I'll get up around that time internally. I just think, I don't know if it's because I'm a Capricorn. I can blame it on many things, but for some reason I work well with order and structure and stick by that wholeheartedly. How about you, Kendall? Do you think there'd be more peace?
I'd like to think so. I hope.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced a moment when where time seemed like to slow down or disappear completely, Kendall?
Yes, quite often. Like usually on a yearly basis, I'm like, where did the time go? What just happened? Why am I in this weird mind gap where like 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I missed out a whole hour of my own zone time of what am I doing? So yeah, it's like a weird time gap of missing out on situations where either I could get either too stressed out or I blank out and just time isn't really there for me. It's like a delusional aspect of it.
Yeah. How about you, Gold Eagle? Is there or have you ever experienced a moment where time seemed like to slow down or disappear completely?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've even had experiences where it was probably a matter of weeks or a couple months, but it felt like years. But it wasn't like a bad thing. It was just it wasn't like the old cliche, where time flies when you're having fun. It was the opposite. Time really that man that couple weeks or that couple months or that time period anyway. It could have been forever, and it was just a lot of greatness,
I don't know. Go ahead.
I hate to sound old, but the whole year '94. I mean, it was it seemed like that year just lasted forever. Honestly, maybe it was the hallucinogens. I don't know, but it was a great year though, man. And there were so many good times, and it really did seem like it just stretched on forever, And I've had experiences like that where it might have just been a night too, but it just seemed like time kind of stood still, and so again, I've had that experience with good times and bad times actually. So yeah, not all included hallucinogens also, by the way.
No, yeah, I get that. I was gonna say, and I'm glad you mentioned certain things, not the hallucinogen part, but on certain things, I'm glad you mentioned, because like there's times in my life that I don't know if it's because I live in the moment so much recently that I don't remember a lot of my life. Like I can't tell you what I did at certain ages and where I was at certain ages, because there's gaps. There's like huge gaps in my life that I don't recall. I don't know if I jumped timelines. I don't know if I skipped certain things. Like my son had to remind me certain things. No, Mom, this is what happened then. And I can't tell you. I don't know if it's disassociation because of trauma and me trying to heal certain wounds or whatnot. But at the end of the day, time does stop quite often for me in life, and has. And even I remember a moment where I should have been hit head on because I wasn't paying attention, and I was stuck in my head and dealing with some man and his emotions and whatnot. And I ran a red light and cars were coming right at me, and I should have been probably done for real, because they were coming off the expressway. And anybody who drives knows coming off the expressway takes you a minute to slow down. You don't just slow down when you come off the expressway, because you still think you're on the expressway for a second. And they were coming right head at me, and my car did not get touched. It's like everything went around me, and it was the weirdest thing. And that's not the only time. I remember seeing the middle of a stop sign right in the middle of my car, because the person that I was with was under influence of alcohol, and they were driving, and it was a snowstorm, and we slid and lost control. And that stop sign was right in the middle of my car. I remember it in the middle of the windshield, but never touched us. Have you had moments like that, Golden Eagle?
Yeah, I've had some similar moments for sure. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I was just thinking about when I was younger, and some close calls anyway. Yeah. I've definitely had that's what I kind of looked at it as, and that's how time kind of felt non-existent in those close calls, actually.
And I can't even say they were close calls, because they definitely should have happened. They definitely should have happened. There's nothing that stopped them from happening. I promise you, they should have happened. They just didn't.
I beg to differ. I mean, what should happen does, and it didn't for a reason.
I get that part, but I'm just saying, like, I think a close call is like, whoo, I almost fell off the cliff and caught myself. That's a close call to me. Not the fact that stop sign was in the middle of my vehicle, and I can't explain why I did not get decapitated. Like things like that. Like there's,
Right.
you see what I'm saying? Difference between close call. I know it didn't happen, and I know there's a reason it didn't happen, but I've had a lot of moments where I jump timelines or skip something, because I can't explain it. I can't explain a lot of things. I remember when I was begging for life, though, it seemed like that moment lasted forever at the moment. And then now that I'm not in the moment, and it's been years now, I don't recall how long it really lasted. And if now that I speak of it, it could have been 5 seconds, because it doesn't feel like it was that long at all now. But when I was during it, in it, it seemed like forever. So, yeah, I really believe that our mind really controls a lot of time. So, do you think society obsession with time creates unnecessary stress and anxiety, Golden Eagle?
Absolutely. It creates, there's that added pressure. I mean, just a small example: running late for work, and you're feeling that pressure, and not just anxiety, but I mean, your blood pressure goes up. That puts extra stress on your heart, So yeah, it affects the health and the mental in multiple ways for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Kendall Cobb? Do you think that society's obsession with time creates unnecessary stress and anxiety?
Yes. I'd say the yes.
SGF Graham, peace, peace. Maybe he's not with us yet. So let's go to the next question, then we'll double back around and see what SGF Graham has to say. Is the present moment the only thing that truly exists, Golden Eagle?
It's definitely all we have. I mean, it's all that we're promised. It's all that we're guaranteed. That's again. I don't know. I kind of, when I think about it, like on a quantum level, I think past, present, future, they all exist simultaneously. But the here and now, that's all we have. That's for sure. Because the rest of it is not promised.
Yeah. Kendall, I want to talk about what you said. I learned something recently about old souls. Souls are infinite. This is what I learned, and this is just my opinion on what I learned, because at the end of the day, we could watch the same movie and have a different perspective. When I heard someone tell me, and it made so much sense, but doesn't mean that it's real. When someone said to me that souls are infinite, our soul has no time, no age, no nothing. So when someone says they are old soul, it's only because they experience reincarnation multiple times, all in one existence. Does that sound like that?
Makes a lot of sense for how it is. It's like a deja vu for the things I've witnessed my whole life. And it's like, well, this is very familiar for what I've witnessed so many different areas in the area. So, yeah, I completely get it. It's just like a wake-up call in different aspects.
Because I know I used to say that too. I used to say I have a very old soul and whatnot. And then I realized that souls are aged. They don't have an age. Peace, SGF Graham. No? 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 Okay. So, Kendall, is the present moment the only thing that truly exists?
My instincts tell me no. Automatically no.
Okay. And I believe that yes, I believe that yesterday doesn't exist because it's not here no more. I believe tomorrow doesn't come ever, no matter how you look at it. The date will apply, but it'll be the now whenever we get to that present moment. I think that, like Golden Eagle says, that past, present, future, all that is going on right now. So I think the moment, living in the moment, in this moment, is the only thing that really does exist. Matter only exists when you give it attention. And I can't say that another time matters because I don't give it attention. So I can't tell you the truth or not. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. I don't know anything because all I can do is go off of what I feel at this moment. And that's the only thing that exists to me. So I'm kind of in agreement. If you could remove, Golden Eagle, if you could remove one pressure created by time, what would that be and why?
Oh, well, you know, I guess probably like I just mentioned, probably just the whole being late for work thing. That'd probably be the only one because everything else, I don't care if I'm late or not. I'm okay with it. So that'd be the only pressure I have. Like I wish I could just show up to work whenever I wanted, and they'd be like, "Hey, right on time." but there's some pressure when it comes to actually getting there on time.
As Chef Graham was coming on, he lost track of time. No pun intended. Up top, peace and love. I haven't talked to you in so long. I miss you. Anyways, that's hilarious to me. That's hilarious because we're talking about time. Would mental illness count for time? To remove time? Yeah, yeah. I guess, Benito, I get it. I think it may be a little stretch though if you could remove that one thing. Let me help. How about Kendall Cobb? Let me see what Kendall Cobb says. If you could remove one pressure created by time, what would it be and how?
Honestly, I have no idea. I really don't know how to respond with that one. Good question.
I have a huge opinion on this. Me? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments in before I even get to post them. Yeah, brother, it is toss up, but the thing is that you can control that part of it. You can't control the mental illness. Yet once you're aware of it, then you have a choice. It's no longer just out of habit. It becomes a pattern by choice. Doesn't mean it's easy to remove or to control. Not saying that at all. And I'm not saying that it's not, justifiable. It's the fact of that you have to take accountability and rewrite your mind, and you have to get out of survival mode and whatnot and change things. Like really a piece of you has to disappear in order for this new life to exist, what you create within yourself. For yourself. As Chef Graham, you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here now. I can hear what's going on.
You know what the funniest thing is?
What?
You got lost in time, and we're talking about does time even exist?
Oh, nah. I mean, I think it was like the loop of Wi-Fi or whatever. Wi-Fi wouldn't let me connect, so I could see the video, but I couldn't hear nothing audio.
So the last question is, and I'm stay on for a minute, brother. Stay on for a minute. My brother wanted to know, does like mental illness, is that considered one of the things that you could remove? Because the last question is, if you could remove one pressure created by time, what would that be and why? And he asked, could mental illness be one of the things that you can remove?
Yeah.
Which in explain.
I mean, it's renewing of the mind. Um, li-
Rewiring.
literally just repeating what you desire, what you every beckoning call. Every time you got something negative, identify it because it's not of you. Whatever you know, so identify it. Get away from it because you can identify it or whatever. These things. If people understood when I like I'm diving on the Bible in. I don't know if you read the Bible or whatever, but you know, if people pay attention when Jesus say repent, after repent, he always says turn around. He's talking about turn around, turning your brain around, turning your mind around, or whatever. Not turn around and look behind you or nothing like that. Turn the way that you think. That is the renewing of your mind. Repenting is just changing the way that you think, not saying I'm sorry I did something. Whatever you know, like so as long as you renew that mind, renewing of the mind is actually the base of whatever probably you're trying to do. Or whatever. If you have a negative mindset, mental illness, you listening to somebody that was very mental ill, very intelligent, so I was able to hide it from a lot of people, but it was very dark over here, and I had to do the renewing of my mind. You wouldn't hear me talking like I'm talking now if I didn't. I would just be two simple words, keep it going. Yeah, that's true, and have nothing else to say or whatever. You know, that would a lot of people didn't know that I was very dark last year and the year before. Well, so it took renewing of the mind. Mental illness is probably the main source of negativity to a lot of things.
And brother, I want you to go check out Peter Crone. I'm maybe not saying the name right, but I think I am. Everything that was ever told to you, and everything that ever and anyone made you feel like was true about you, you had that choice to accept it, because not every agreement has to become yours. And I learned this. I learned this through trauma classes, and I learned this through my own personal dark night of the soul, and sitting within myself and realizing what I had to heal. And this is what my brother said right here. It's a long thingy, so let me get to it. It said, SGF Graham is hitting on my angle. Figured time wasted ignoring and being rejected towards knowing that illness exists. Again, you're right, Kimberly. It's our choice. And sometimes, even though it seems like that's a harsh thing to say, it's your choice, and a lot of people say they can't. That's an excuse of why they are comfortable being in chaos, because chaos in emotional security almost look the same, feel the same. They aren't the same at all, but they push out the same neurons in our brain, so our brain feels like that's normal, because we're listening to our brain, which our brain was only created on survival. It was only created because of survival. And once we stop listening to our brain and rewiring it and reprogramming it, remove our belief systems, remove everything that we were taught what was supposed to be, and we start thinking for ourselves and realizing that our brain is just a tool. We can shut it off and turn it on whenever we want to. The only thing in this world we can control is ourselves. That's it. That's it. How we react, how we respond, how we think. Ourselves. We can't control anything else. So someone can say something to me and they can mean their intent to be really pure to them. And I could get offended by that, but that's my fault for having the trigger, because it can't be their fault for saying how they felt. I have to either look at the trigger and realize, is there any bases where that could be true? Maybe a little. That's why I'm affected by it, and most of the time it's pride and ego. And once I realized that maybe they were laughing because they were uncomfortable, or maybe they said the things they said because they didn't know another response. Go ahead, ask Jeff Grandma.
And the one thing that I feel like that was just as equal is allowing others to define you. Now, hear me out when I say this because people don't think about stuff like this. But when somebody says you're a good person, I don't let that excite me no more. I don't, and you know, they might feel like I'm not appreciative of what they said, and honestly, I mean, thanks for the confirmation of what I already knew, but you don't define me because at the end of the day, if I get excited about you saying you're such a good person, that means that you can bring me down when you say you're a bad person. So don't let nobody define you or whatever. You know, the same person, the same time that somebody said you good, it could be somebody behind your back saying they can't stand you. You're you know, so even the positive things that you like to hear, take it as confirmation, but it doesn't define you.
At all, at all. And the
You know,
thing
just
is,
take it as confirmation of what you already know.
once you learn to love yourself and accept yourself and know who you truly are, nothing anyone can say or do could change that. I promise you. I don't care if they, get upset, get worked up. I want to answer my opinion. I want to answer this question with my opinion. If you could remove one pressure created by time, what would it be and why? Um Hurrying. People are in a rush to have this perfect life when they don't realize that that perfect life is created from within. You have to create that perfect life first. You have to be the one to create it because love starts from within. You can't expect someone outwardly to love and appreciate you and respect you when you don't even love and appreciate nor respect yourself. In everything that people say, oh, my life's going to be perfect if I do this. Peekaboo. The dog's peeking in. And my life's going to be perfect if I do this. And oh, I'm just can't wait for this time to happen because if this time happens, then I'm going to have the perfect da 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 da. You have to create that perfect da 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 within yourself first before you could ever look outward to have it. Go ahead, SGF Graham.
Negative or positive, it's still perfect. They created it. Now, rather it was what they thought they was creating or what they wanted to create or whatever, that's different. But I look at it as, and this helps me out or whatever, like, regardless, is negative or positive or intentional or unintentional, is either perfectly chaos that you created or this perfect blend or perfect good, but you created it. So it's perfect or whatever. It's exactly what you thought it would be or whatever. You know, the reason everybody is able to say I told you so many times, they just use it for so much negative or whatever. Then that negative happened and they be like, I told you that was gonna happen. That's because you was convicted on it. You didn't mean to, but you created that perfect chaos.
My own spawn said something to me one time, and I told him, I said, you could think negatively all you want to unto your own life. Do not put that spell upon me. Because I don't believe what you say. Not because I don't respect you and love you, but you're not going to tell me something about my future and what my future is going to hold when it doesn't align with how I feel or think. Just because what you feel that should happen to me, or that because the path I'm on, this is probably going to happen. Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, I have the ability to control that. And I'm not going to allow, this is what I don't like when people say, I wish I would have known ahead of time. Why? Why? Yeah, peace, moon tortoise. Why would you want to know ahead of time? Is it going to change how you react because you know now? Or are you going to try to alter your decision on everything in life to align with that? My whole answer on this thing is I want to remove the pressure of feeling like you're in a rush for things to happen, yet you have faith, you believe in God, but you want to rush an outcome when you don't control time. Really, honestly, it's divine. It's a matter of the universe, of the natural frequencies. It's natural. What is it? We have the circadian rhythm. What does the universe have? SGF gram is natural what? Flow.
Talking about the natural flow and the frequency of life.
Yeah, but it's called something. I forgot what it's called because ours is a circadian rhythm. It's called something.
Uh, I don't know. I'm one with the universe, so I would think if I'm circadian, they're circadian or whatever. Like whatever it is, I am too. So I wouldn't know no duality or difference.
Okay. But anyways, people are trying to rush that. They're trying to rush this thing and saying, I'm only going to be happy if this happens. Well, live your life to the highest, fullest passion, excitement, and become happy, regardless if that happens. Because that's how you align yourself with what's supposed to be for you, as above, so below. But you have to align. You have to become to receive. You cannot ask for something that you don't know what it's like when it's in your face. And you can't say, I want love, I want this, and I want that, but yet it's in your face and you don't receive it because it's not what you really want. You want an ideal of something to control the ideal of something. Moonforter said, hey, peeps, great job out there. Use. Hi, Finito. And then my brother says, at some point or another, people opinions about you has to become the thought of. No. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And that's true. There has to become that thought. Because if you're saying that someone's opinion has to become like an asshole and that everybody has one, then yeah, that's basically it. Someone once said to me, I can't wait till I can be me. And I was like, well, me too. Just shoot. Because if you can't be me now, I don't know what you're waiting on. But yeah, go ahead, SGF Graham.
I used to be big on we don't control time and all that. And then like I pay attention to everything that people talk about, different realms, quantum leaping, all that. It regardless of what people want to say, it still lives on a time. Now, I have noticed that the more aligned I become, the more time regulates back to the time frame that I was used to growing to. Like I'm like when everybody else is talking about how much time that is went by, or whatever. I'm like, I say in my head, it's been a regular 24 hours for me. I don't know what y'all talking about or whatever. Like, but I do remember last year I was talking about the time. Where's the time going? Where's the time going? And I realized that it slowed down, and that was actually what I wanted. And with that, like everything I read says that once we get to that knowing, that things do become pretty instant. So I I I just I'm not really believing that like I believe in time, but I don't believe that we got to wait and patience and all that or whatever. Because when you read stories like Jesus didn't wait to lift that man up from the dead. He just said, "Get up and put his hand out." Or whatever. That was pretty instant. And people forget that most Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, all them said we would do things just as great as them. And I think it's just maybe unfathomable to a lot of people. Like even though that came out my mouth, I don't see myself walking up to somebody that's deceased and saying rise and they get up like, oh, I'm pretty sure I can't do that or whatever. But I believe that once you get to a level which most of us are not at, including me, I believe it does come pretty instant.
Yeah, I
Um,
was if I knew about teleportation and leaving my body and stuff like that. And I said, I know of it, but I'm not at that point yet. Not because I can't be. I have to remove a lot of things and align myself with that inner peace to be able to do it. I have left my body before and seen certain things, but not to the point where I'm teleporting into different places. I believe its existence. I believe it happens, but I'm not there yet. So I'm gonna ask. Go ahead, Esther Graham.
and I was gonna say I allowed the fear of others telling me how demonic and demons can enter your body and all that. Like astral traveling was a thing that I just did because I closed my eyes and went to sleep. Like before I even knew what it was, I thought it was just like a nightmare thing or whatever. Like because I never knew where I was, but I don't even think I ain't gonna say what I can or can't do, but I haven't done it in so long because I allowed the fear of what they said that I run into during those moments. Like I really focused on like not doing it so much that I almost I think if I do it again, it would be by accident. It won't be intentional because I don't really remember how to.
That's what I said. I don't really remember how to. Can you answer these questions for me? Do you believe that time naturally exists, or is it a human invention?
To
These are
I
these are
believe
all coming at you.
I believe it exists for human construct for us to be able to chronologically put things in order for us to be able to understand what we need to do. But outside of that, I would like to know that. I don't know that answer. I would think not because I would believe that by the time we get to the outside, everybody would be pretty much instantaneous that made it that level. So probably not exist.
How about if there were no clocks or calendars, how do you think humanity would organize life?
By paying attention to the world.
Do you believe that it'd be more peaceful?
Mm, nah, because human nature is to control, so somebody would eventually try to come up with something.
Mm.
Ideally, yeah, but the natural human order is somebody's gonna try to control. Probably human natural animal order because that's in every animal kingdom on Earth. It seems
Have you ever experienced a moment where time seemed to slow down or disappear continuous or completely?
slow. I wouldn't say slow down is back to normal. So I guess slow down from the chaos that is now. I've never had it stop completely. I've thought that I've maybe only been daydreaming or something like that for 5 minutes and look up and 2 hours went by and I didn't even feel it. Like I've had that, but I haven't had time stop on me. Seem like
Do you
I stopped in time almost.
Yeah. Do you think society obsession with time creates unnecessary stress and anxiety?
Mm, yeah, but only because nobody has a time of their own. Everybody's working on the universal what the powers agreed, what the powers that be agreed is the time frame that we should move on, and nobody has sat back and said this is the time frame that I want to move on. Whether you either have to, it's like right now you either have to move with Earth or you have to move with society or get left behind. Or that's what they call it, get left behind. I'm not gonna say get left behind because I'm not left behind, but
Right.
the society, it seems like I'm left behind because I don't. I try to move to my own clock. I respect the clock or whatever. Like I understand that if I want to make money, I got to balance it out and do things amongst the population time frame, but I also make time for my own time frame.
So, is the present moment the only thing that meant that truly exists?
No,
Explain.
because if 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 that was the only true moment that existed, then all the rules for manifestation would be false. Because you have to live as if that's the present moment. So if that's not really your present moment, but you're living as if that's your present moment, you're really bringing your future to the present moment.
Do you believe that future, past, and present's all going on right now, though?
Not the past. Uh, future and present. The past is gone. That's why nobody should look behind and worry about that no more. Is over with. But the past and present, yeah.
Or you mean the future?
I mean the present and the future. I meant the present and the future, yeah.
So, if the present and the future are going on right now, then why wouldn't this moment be the only one that existed?
Because the future is still ahead. The future is still a little bit ahead of you, whatever. That's the reason why you're able to jump in. If not, then you would just be imposing another soul. If we was running on the same timeline and I just jumped in, because I thought about that or whatever. I'm minding my business, enjoying my life on my timeline, and somebody see my timeline and say, hey, I want that, and then all of a sudden I'm somebody else without no acceptance of this or nothing. I was like, oh, okay, so we either jumping around pirating timelines or we're just really jumping into our future self. And I felt like I had to pick one or the other, and I'm not up for pirating somebody else's timeline because I don't want my timeline pirated or whatever. So I have no choice but to assume that it's my future me waiting on me to catch up with that.
So, we're pretty much caught up now. So, can you, Golden Eagle, can you read the deep or the reflection?
Yeah. Whether you believe time is universal or created by humanity, one truth remains. Every person is living through the same 24 hours, although no two people experience them the same way. Some spend their time worrying about yesterday. Some spend it fearing tomorrow. Few truly experience today. Perhaps the greatest gift isn't having more time. Perhaps it's becoming fully present in the time we've already been given. Because in the end, life isn't measured by how many hours we lived. It's measured by how deeply we lived them.
I was shown something today. DDA showed me something today about a dog, and they said on the Shea Room they were talking about dogs. Dogs, 1 to 7 years to people. Dogs live in weeks, and a dog's excited about every moment of the day because they're living to their highest, fullest passion, excitement in every single moment. You could just go to the mailbox and come back, and your dog acted like you were gone for years. Because to them, time doesn't matter. And I can see how that could be. I just think that I think people are too focused, hyper focused on the wrong things in life. But that's just my opinion. So let's do let's do the positive. Let's leave this with a positive note, everybody. Kendall Cobb, what's your positive message?
Time is in the essence. Do with what you will.
Golden Eagle, what's your positive message?
Anything you put your mind to, you can do.
And I want to thank you again for coming on. I know you worked hard today.
It was a long one.
You can dip at any time because we're done. Thank you. SGF, go ahead. What did she say, Golden Eagle?
I was just gonna say I'm glad I I got out the shower on time.
No pun intended. SGF Graham, what's your positive message? SGF Graham, positive message.
I'm not sure. Out yesterday. I don't want to get that story. I say based on what happened yesterday. Be careful how you talk to other people because you never know what impact you're gonna have on them.
Mm,
Yeah, I give you the story to that when we get offline. Well,
no.
yesterday was very instrumental in my growing and in a positive way. I realized. I mean, yeah, I realized when I woke up this morning how I affected that lady, and that was probably what she needed.
Mm, okay. So for me, the positive messages, if you feel like that you have no time, start creating it. If you feel like you're rushed in time, then slow it down. If you feel like tomorrow's not promised and you got to make the best of today, well, live in today to your highest full of passion and excitement and love every moment in that day. Because nobody can take away one thing from you, and that's your ability to create your peace from within. So I just wanted to leave you with that. Now we want to hear from you. Do you believe that time exists independently or of humanity, or is it simply a system we created to measure change and organize our lives? Share your thoughts in the comments. Join the conversation and let your voices be heard. I am Universe Badger, and I want to say peace, peace. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come heal with us. We are and for tuning in and joining us on another episode of the People's Podcast. For every conversation reminds us that growth begins when you are willing to listen before you speak and understand before we judge. No matter where you are on your journey, never stop questioning, never stop learning, and never stop becoming. If you want difference, you have to become the difference. Until next time, may your night be full of positive energy and high vibrations filled with peace and love. Ashe, everyone. Peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
See ya.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. With our hearts uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recovered. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.